Good afternoon, you guys. I actually don't think I said anything yesterday when I started this video. I'm actually reading The Winners right now, and I'm 37% into the book. This book is thick. She's a thick book, okay? I'm on to page 255 of 678. Obviously, this is the Kindle version, so like it's a little bit longer than I think the physical one, but still, she's a thick book, okay? I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know, like there's just something about it that I'm not like into, and I don't know if it's because of like the mood I'm in. I'm kind of like, the weather here is getting like really nice and it's getting warm, so I'm like kind of looking forward to like reading like more springy summery books. I feel like I'm just like not feeling this one as much. I kind of want to like maybe like read this one more on and off and read something a little bit like light and fluffier in between, because this one, like, it just like deals with a lot. Like there's just so much going on, you know, and there's always so much going on in this book, so it's just like a lot like mentally to kind of read. So I think I may want to like go back and forth with something just kind of like light and fluffy, something fun. I've been really wanting to read a cowboy romance. So maybe in this video this week we'll also read a cowboy romance, because I don't know if I ever said what this video was. Basically how much I read in a week, and basically I'm just going to be mood reading, obviously. I don't want like the whole week just to be a reading vlog of me reading this, you know, because like it's just like I'm reading this one so extremely slow because of how heavy it is, you know what I mean? It's not like a silly goofy fun time, you know what I mean? It's like a good read, and it's really like brain power. Like you really have to pay attention, and like it's just like a whole bunch of like stories and people you're following, obviously, like within this book and for this town. Yeah, it's just like a lot mentally, I think, and I think I'm just gonna have to like kind of go back and forth of reading that and then something else. And I don't want to like not like it because I'm not in the mood for it necessarily, or like because like I've got like other things on my mind and I kind of want to read something a little bit more fun. So I think I know what I'm gonna read, okay, because I'm looking at it right now, and I've been really wanting to read a cowboy romance. I had to get it, obviously, and that's Swift and Swaddled, or Swaddled, why did I say that? Swift and Saddled. Like, she's so small. Why did I struggle with that? Why did I struggle to talk about that? That's so weird. Okay, I bet you she's not even like 300 pages. She might just hit it. Yeah, she's not even 300. That's crazy. That's wild. I love that. Okay, I don't know in what time or like time of year this takes place in, but I'm gonna read it. Okay, this is what I'm gonna read later, so when you guys see me later, not now, because I have to do some work before I have to go to my actual full-time job. So this is basically how much I read in a week with a full-time job. I don't know why I'm so all over the place. Like nothing I ever say is structured or strung together in a normal coherent sentence. I'm gonna read this a little bit later because this one is just like really heavy, as I've explained. I don't need to go on and on about it. I'm super excited. I loved the first one, so I'm super excited to continue this series because truthfully, I really want to get to the third one, which I have over here on my shelf. Really want to get to that one because a lot of people said that it was like Heartless by Elsie Silver, so yes. I know a lot of people said they didn't love this one as much, but honestly, I'm just looking for a fun time. I'm just looking for a fun time, and that's all I care about. How many pages did I end up reading last night? So when I first saw you guys last night, I ended up reading, let's see, I didn't get very far. I'm still very jet lagged from my vacation. I don't know if I ever said anything about, I went on vacation, I went to Europe. Not to brag. I'm still like kind of off. So last night, literally, I was so tired. I think I started reading around 7:30ish, and my guys, I I was down bad. Anyways, so I ended up reading the winners from page 216 to 255. 39 pages. That's not very many. Okay, 39 pages. Let me write that. Oh, I did not know it did the math for me. Can you guys see this? It says negative 39. I literally put the equal sign and it says negative 39. I did not know it did that. Okay, am I stupid? This isn't what this video is about. Okay, I'm gonna go so I don't like just crash out on you guys because that was so weird. Okay, I'll see you guys later when I start Swift and Swaddled. Okay, so it's a little bit later. I am now 140 pages in, chapter 17. What is this one? Swift and Sidled. Okay, I'm liking it so far. I feel like I relate to our main female character, Ada, in quite a bit of ways. Not like obviously entirely. Their relationship obviously hasn't like really happened yet in the book. It just like it just kind of like happened and then stopped, and now it's just like another like slow moving thing. But basically like what kind of happens in the book, because I honestly didn't know anything about this book other than the fact that he obviously is a cowboy and she was an interior designer. Like I knew all of that before going into the book, and I knew that she is the like interior designer on the project that he's running at Rebel Blue Ranch, and like that's kind of like how they get mixed up together. I kind of thought it was more of like a slow burn of like they met working and then like she was trying to fight this attraction for him, but he was like really wanting to be with her type of thing. Kind of yes but no of this. So basically what happens is they actually end up meeting prior to actually meeting for work, and they end up kissing a little bit, and then the next day she realizes, or when she goes to like the job site for the first time, she's like, oh my god, this is the same guy from last night. Like I'm having a good time. Okay, like I'm having a good time. Like don't get me wrong. But this one, at least from what I remember of the first one, isn't as silly goofy as that first one was. Like that first one, like yeah, Emmy was going through like a lot of stuff, but I felt like it was definitely more like loose and relaxed and like a silly goofy fun romancy time, whereas this one is not so far. Like it's not that it's like not, you know what I mean, like it's more of just like she's like fighting this like attraction that she has for him. Like they're both just kind of like in this weird headspace, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Not that it's not a silly goofy fun time, but it's not like a silly goofy cheesy time, if you know what I mean. This is just purely off the vibes. Obviously this book isn't very long. Like I'm already basically like halfway through it. The book is only 285 pages and I'm on page 141. I have a little bit more than 100 pages left, but like this is like such a good like quick read so far. But yeah, no, like I relate to Ada in the way of like the way that she thinks that like people wouldn't like her, and like the way that her personality and the persona comes off, because she is just like, I don't think I'm very likable, but she's just shy. And I'm like, oh no, like I feel that. Like I 100% am like that, where I come off as very much like, what's it called? I definitely have RBF. That's like a big thing, but I come off as very standoffish. There we go. I come off as very standoffish, and like that I don't like want anything to do with anyone, where it's like literally that's not what it is. It's just that I'm shy. So I do relate to that with Ada. Wes is really nice, like him. He genuinely is just like a nice guy, and he keeps talking about that in the book, or it's kept being brought up in the book how he is just a nice guy, and he just is, you know? So that's my update on the book. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. There isn't much to tell because I mean it's such a short book. Not much is happening, honestly. Like especially with their relationship, like they're kind of at like this weird like standstill of like I was saying before, how she's just kind of like trying to pretend like she doesn't want him even though she does. Good evening, you guys. It's actually the next day. I realized, I think earlier today, that I was never telling you what day it was during this vlog of how much I typically read in a week. Today's Thursday. I literally haven't even finished a full book this week, which is fine. That's kind of typically how it goes. I'll like work on one book like throughout the normal week, and then I usually end up reading about like 2 or 3 come the weekend depending on the length of them. Yesterday, which was Wednesday, I ended up reading 138 pages, and I don't have many pages left today actually, so I'm on page 210. Like I said, this book is less than 300 pages, so I have about 70-ish pages left right now, so I'm gonna finish this tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna honestly, if I am gonna read more tonight, it won't be a brand new book. I'll probably just end up reading some pages in The Winners by Frederick Bachman, just to kind of continue that one in between other books, or like maybe I'll just like continue reading that one like for a day or two and then get something else that I'm, you know, in the mood for. I'm gonna finish, my little bookmark just crazy. So I just finished Swift and Saddled. Okay, I really enjoyed this. This was so fun and exactly what I needed. It was a short, fun romance, and honestly, not as silly goofy as I thought it was gonna be. Like, it was a fun time, like going through the whole renovation process that like the main female character was going through, and like seeing them renovate the old house together and things like that. But this one wasn't just like silly goofy. Like, it actually like had some depth to the characters of like things that they were going through and things they struggled with within themselves, and then like in a relationship together, and like where their fears were for in a relationship. She honestly packed quite a bit into such a short book. So I feel like my one issue with the book was like their relationship all of a sudden kind of just was there and just happened with like no real build-up. Like there was some build-up, but it was like it happened, and then all of a sudden next thing you knew they were in a relationship and they were together. It was not really like a slow build-up. It just like was like this weird on and off in the beginning, and then it just happened. That's my one complaint with the book. Otherwise, honestly, it's a vibe. I highly recommend, okay? Like, if you're looking for a small town romance, like kind of like the Chestnut Spring series, this, chef's kiss. Great. I personally, again have only read the first 2 books, so I don't know. It doesn't hit like Chestnut Springs. Like, it's definitely different, and like I do prefer the Chestnut Springs series, but this is still great and amazing. Like, and I love this. Like, this is such a fun time, and I love the covers of these books. These books are so beautiful. I love that they look like old like Western movie like style covers. Like, they're just so pretty. So yeah, highly recommend. I ended up reading 75 pages of this book, so obviously that's not going to be it for today because I will be reading The Winners. I'm gonna end up doing that. Hello, you guys. It's the next day now. I think I told you last night that I finished Swift and Saddled. Yes, I did, because I remember talking about it. And then after that, I ended up going to bed, and I did tell you I was going to read some more of the winners. So I did end up reading a little bit before bed, and I ended up reading, whatever I'm saying. Ended up reading 19 pages of the winners last night. It is after 4 o'clock, and I am done for the day. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to read now. I don't think I'm going to continue with the winners right now. I actually don't know what I'm in the mood for. I really want something again that's like more short and sweet like that was. So I don't know. I want something that's gonna really like capture my attention. So I have, obviously this is my full TBR over here, and then I also have my immediate TBR, which is up there. Part of me thinks I should read one of those. I have The Art of Catching Feelings, which the words are small, but like she's just over 300 pages, so that's a good option. Then I have Everything We Never Said, and this is one I've been wanting to read for a little bit, and I just haven't. So this one is just over 300 pages too. This one is about, okay, yeah, so I don't know what this one's about, but I know what this one's about, kind of. I know that this one, best friend ends up passing away, and her best friend's boyfriend and her end up kind of like, I guess, like grieving together in a way, and she ends up having feelings for him. I think she feels like guilty about like wanting to be with her best friend's boyfriend, but she's dead. Anyways, so that's a fun one and not a part of a series or anything like that. And then there's Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, which everyone always talks about. This one is just under 400 pages basically. It's like 385. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna read Everything We Never Said. I've been wanting to read this one for a little bit and I just never got around to it, so why not? It has been a few hours since I've talked to you guys. I have started Everything We Never Said, and I'm on page 90. What page am I on? 97. Page 97. It's going good so far. This is definitely, I think this is a young adult book. I'm almost positive this has to be young adult just by the way that it's reading. It's reading very young adult. But so the story itself is actually, it is, but isn't what I thought it was. Because I read the back of the book like a long time ago and I never really thought about it since. But basically what I told you is kind of true, but also not. The book follows Ella, and her best friend Haley is dead. And so you find out almost right away of like what happened. So it's not a spoiler, but Ella really blames herself for Haley's death because Ella was the one driving the car. She's lost like basically all memory from that accident. And she thinks, well, at the very beginning, she thinks that Haley's boyfriend, Sawyer, like hates her. But in retrospect, Sawyer actually like loves Ella, is her friend, and is the only one who knows what they're both going through. So you're kind of on this journey together of like Ella really trying to remember the pieces as well as like cope with what's happened, and Sawyer's also trying to really cope with what's happened, and he just feels very protective of Ella because he knows that she's the only one who knows how he feels. So he's really kind of struggling to like in a way connect with Ella in a way that feels right. So far they both are feeling very mixed on their feelings because they both feel something for each other and they feel like it's not appropriate, right? So that type of thing. I haven't gotten much to that part of the book yet. It's very slow. It's almost like part of me almost felt like it was like almost insta-lovey, but not. Like it's been 4 months since Haley has passed, but almost like in the way that in their own POVs they were talking about each other, it was very much like instantly like want to be with them type of thing, or like they feel this type of way. But it could be solely just due to the fact that they both are grieving the same person, a person that they both loved very, very much, and both know that only the other person understands what they're going through. But also the other plot twist is that, not really a plot twist, I always say that, I'm like, oh, plot twist. It's not a plot twist. It's literally on the back of the book. Ella had to pack up Haley's room for her mother. During that time, finds Haley's diary. So we've gotten a diary entry so far, and already that diary entry I'm a little sus about because of something that was already said and mentioned in the book. Another thing that kind of just happened and something that we just found out about. Yeah, so this is actually kind of, I think almost Good Girl's Guide to Murder type of vibe, but obviously she's not trying to like solve her best friend's murder. She's trying to like solve what happened or remember that day, her last day with her best friend, of like what happened and how they got into this accident and stuff like that. Pieces of Haley's life that she feels like she's missing because she reads Haley's diary and she's like, I feel like I know nothing about my best friend. She's kind of trying to piece together her life from what she thought she knew and then piece together the night that, or the day that everything happened. It does give a little bit of like obviously insight of what the book is, but like I feel like after reading it and then reading what I've read, I'm like, oh, this is a totally different vibe than what the book was giving, what I thought was going to give. Definitely a little bit of mystery in here, which is nice because it kind of like spices it up a little bit and not just like a traditional like young adult romance of like, oh, these two people are grieving and they, you know, come together because of their shared grief and like, but yeah, it's really giving like Good Girl's Guide to Murder vibes in a way, but obviously she's not solving a murder. She's like literally just trying to solve like missing pieces from her life. Yeah, I want to give you that a little update. Like I said, I am on page 97, so I'm just going to continue reading and see how far I can get tonight. Like I said, the book's not that long. I could probably get to about 50% tonight, about 150 pages in, because I'm already on page 97. So it's only 7:40 on a Friday. This is perfect. I'm living my best life right now. Today is Saturday and we are going to finish up this book today. Started at page 191 and now I'm on page 210. Let me tell you, I don't have many pages left in this book. I think it's only 300-ish pages, like I said earlier. Oh yeah, 307. I have 100-ish pages left. I don't know where this is going to go. Like, I have theories, I have strong theories, okay? Because right now, this one character that you think would be, like, unsuspecting is actually really sus to me. They're super sus right now. I don't know. So, like, there's a little bit of a mystery going on with this. And, yeah, there's a big mystery, okay? So I have, like, 3 theories, right? The first one is, like, an obvious one. The second one is the one that I'm thinking of right now, which is like the not so obvious one. And then the third one is like the one that she's like making you think that it is, if that makes sense. I can't like explain it very well without like giving away the whole plot. So far this is going like really well. This is not as in a way as young adult as I thought it was. I definitely still think it's like good as a young adult book, but there is like, I don't know, it's not really spice, but it is in a sense. It's just like not described really. Like the spice happens in the book, but it's not like a spicy scene like in adult romance books, if you guys get what I mean. So I don't know what to classify this as, because this is definitely like a romantic suspense. There we go. A romantic suspense book. So it is going really, really well. Ella's really like not trying to figure out this mystery of her best friend necessarily. Like this other thing happened that she kind of like, she started reading Haley's diary, and so this other thing kind of like happened, right? Now she thinks like something else is happening. I really don't want to spoil anything, but she thinks that someone hurt Haley, but like before she died, right? Before she was in the car accident. So she thinks someone hurt her. She thinks she knows who it is, but like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's definitely not what it seems, because right now this character that she's interacting with, who isn't supposed to be sus, is really sus. But overall it's good. Like I'm actually like really into it. Like, I didn't think I was gonna be into this one as much as I thought, but really good. You guys, I think my theory is gonna be correct. I think the theory, my main theory that I'm having right now is gonna be correct, because the way that everything is going on right now, I'm a little worried about what's going on. Because then another weird thing, and she does it on purpose, I think, in the diary, Haley's always mentioning like an S, right? All the other characters in this book, other than Haley and Ella, all have a name that start with an S. So when you're going through this like mystery almost, it's like trying to figure out who it is that she's talking about, really. And I think I know who it is, because there's this other little theory too of this one little character, not this one little character, it's someone like one of her peers, right? His name also starts with an S, and very clear that he was obsessed with Haley. I'm gonna keep going because I think my theory is gonna be right. Pieces are falling together like perfectly. Like, my theory is obvious, it's correct. I literally knew it. I knew it. I'm right. I knew the whole time. Okay, I didn't know the whole time. I knew a big portion of the time, because I said, this is really sus. From the moment it started, I said, this is really sus. And I was right. Or at least I still think I'm right. I haven't gotten all the way there yet. I'm on page 251. So I just finished. Honestly, really good. I'm like pleasantly like blown away by this. Even though like I knew, like I guessed it, like my theory, she was correct. She was. It almost gives me like a sense of accomplishment when I do guess the plot. I haven't decided on a rating yet, because I did really enjoy it, but I just don't know what I want to rate it. Because like part of me is like, I don't know if I'm gonna like ever think about these characters again or think about this book really again, but who knows. I will say, if you like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, this is great. This is a great like recommendation off of that. There was another book I was thinking of too that I was like, oh, if you like this book, you'll probably like this. But I don't know, like immediately I was like, oh, Good Girl's Guide to Murder, perfect for this. I actually highly recommend this book. A really fun, quick, fun time. I don't think I'm gonna pick like another book next. I think I'm just gonna continue reading The Winners by Frederick Bachman for tonight, since it's really not that late. It's only 8:30 and I've already finished this. Really good, okay? I started on page 191 and I read to page, what is it? 208? 307. 116 pages is how many I've read so far. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to continue reading the winners, and then tomorrow I will update you on how many pages I ended up reading today. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's our last day of reading together, so I'm super excited because I did pick my next book actually, but I'm gonna go over the pages that I read yesterday with you. I don't think you guys have really seen me read the winners at all because I've only been reading it in between every book that I finish, especially at night, because like I don't want to start the new book right away when I'm already in the middle of one, when I can kind of just do that one. But yesterday I ended up reading 116 pages of Everything We Never Said, and I ended up finishing it, and then I ended up reading 43 pages of the winners before bed. I don't think I ever tallied any of the days of how many pages I read. I don't think that matters at this point because we're on our last day. I've decided I'm actually gonna read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies because you know what? I want something that's like almost like light and fluffy and but a little bit fantasy based, but like I don't want to get something into too deep of fantasy, you know? And this is perfect because I know this is more of a cozy fantasy with like a subplot of romance. So like I know going into it that it'll be like a bit slower than a normal paced fantasy, I think. So I think like being mentally prepared for that will help me through this book because I do have high hopes for it because a lot of people absolutely love this series, and of course, am I starting another series? Yeah. Should I be? No, because I'm in the middle of I think 17, 18 right now. Anyways, we're gonna start this one though. I'm super excited because I know it's gonna be short and sweet. Well, not short and sweet. It's actually, did I say that it was just over 300 pages? I don't know, but it is. It really isn't gonna take me that long considering Everything We Never Said was just over 300 pages too, and I read that in about a day and a half. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I'm gonna start this one now in a few minutes. So yeah, I'll come back with any updates I have for you for the rest of the day, or where I get into the book, or if I'm enjoying it or not. I don't even know if I'll continue this series. Good thing I've only ever bought the first one, but the other covers, this one's the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I don't know why the pages of this one are so funky for the exclusive, but I guess because it's like, no idea. So we're just gonna start it. Actually been quite a bit since I've started reading. I've taken a few breaks. This book is very, very slow, I will say. I'm only 66 pages in. It's going a lot slower than I really thought it was going to. Okay, like I don't want to say it's like dragging, but like obviously like there's nothing really going on right now. It's all just this build up, or like basically her going on her day to day. A lot of people say this book is like written almost like a textbook. I'm not really getting that vibe, honestly. It's just really slow. Like the writing is just very much like in a way blunt in a way, and sometimes I'm getting like a little bit lost where like things will be being said and conversations will be happening, but I'm like, wait, how did we get to this part? And like I'll go back and reread it and I'm like, I still don't feel like it's making sense, but that could just be me. I'm debating on maybe listening to some of the book, maybe not right now at this moment, but like seeing if it's on Spotify. I'm 66 pages in now, and I have to go make dinner actually. So I think I'm gonna go make some food and then come back to reading it. I really thought I was gonna be like over 100 pages in, or like at least 100 pages in by now, but she is moving pretty slow, even with me like building up in my head knowing that it was going to be a bit slower of a book because it is just a cozy fantasy. One of my friends did rave about this book though. I mean, all I know, there's like a whole bunch of book girlies out there who absolutely love this series, but one of my friends, she said that while she was reading it, she didn't like it as much as the after effect of like after she had finished reading it and then when she had thought about the book, how much she actually loved it. I'm kind of hoping that is something that happens with me, but I don't know. Either way, I'm gonna take another little break from reading and go make some food, and then hopefully I'll get even further in. Hey guys, it's roughly a week later, and I was editing this video and I came to the realization that I actually never finished it. I'm here to sit with you to finish it today because first thing is that after I started reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, I never once updated you again on it because that was our last day reading together. But I did in fact obviously finish it. So I'll talk about Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies really quick before I give you the numbers and how many pages I ended up reading throughout this entire week. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. As you guys know from what I said in the video, the pacing of this book was very, very slow. I think this took me, I want to say 3.5 days to finish because of how slow the pacing of this book is. Now, not a lot goes on in here. There's not much I can really say or even remember. Like, this book didn't really leave like an impact on me, but I can say for sure that I do want to continue the series, but I think I want to continue it as audiobooks rather than physically reading them, just solely because like the pacing of these books is so incredibly slow. But the book itself was good. Like, I genuinely enjoyed like all of the storytelling capability that she had, reading like these diary entries and like the journey that they went on together as characters. Wendell Bambleby, who is the main male character in this book, I didn't really like him that much. He, like, over the course of time, obviously you kind of figure out why he is the way he is in this book, but overall he was not like someone that I really cared for, and like he just was like, okay, you know what I mean? In this story she found like friends and people in this town where when she usually goes and does research within these towns, she doesn't really connect with the people there, and she really struggles with connecting with other people as well in general. Like, she really is just all about her research. So I really like that she like really showed that in the beginning of the book, and then how she transformed towards the end of the book of how she really did come to care for these people as well as become friends with all these people within this town, and it being shown back to you within her diary entries. I don't think I rated any of the books that I read in this video, so I'm gonna rate them for you really quick before I give you the final count, like I said, of everything I read in this video. So I read in total 3 books in the video, while also continuously reading the winners. I am still not done with the winners, by the way. I am still casually just reading it here and there. It is a lot to kind of like just read, so like I said, that is why it's still taking me forever. Swift and Saddled, I think I'm actually gonna give it 3.5 stars. This was a really good time. I haven't really thought about these characters after the fact, but I really did have a fun time. I really enjoyed it, and I'm super excited to go into the rest of the 2 books in the series. Like I said, like this entire universe was just fun and exciting, and I really love the dynamic between all the characters and like the found family and family aspect with all of them in these books. So yes, this is a 3.5 stars. Really enjoyed it. Everything We Never Said, I very much enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give this one a 3.75 stars. This one just like kept me on the edge of my seat. I read through it so quickly, like it just like kept my attention the entire time. Like, I really enjoyed the plot line of this book. It was definitely not what I was expecting, but yeah, like again, he also said, if you really like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I really think that this book is for you. And then lastly, we have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and this one I think I'm just gonna give a 3 stars. Like I said, I enjoyed it, but like it didn't like leave a lasting impact on my brain. It was also very slow. So I think part of that did not like suit well for me, even though I knew it was going to be a slower paced book because it's a cozy fantasy. I don't know what it was about this one. I love the cover though. The cover is super pretty. I think it's just a solid 3 stars is good, and I am excited to continue the rest of the series based off of the way that this one kind of ended, or like the kind of adventures that they go on, or what seems like they're going to go on within these books. So I'm excited for that, but I definitely want to listen to them more in audio form than physically reading them. I think in audio, they'll just be so much more entertaining. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's see. My camera battery is flashing, so I hope that this does not die while I'm doing it, because then that would be tragic and annoying. Of course, my camera battery died like mid-sentence, but anyway, as I was saying, let's get on to how many pages I actually ended up reading in a week with my full-time job. So yeah, like basically, I don't get to read as much as I would love to, okay? Dream life, obviously I'd get to sit around and read all day. I do have a job that I do have to go to basically every day. So with that being said, this is how many pages I ended up reading in a week. On Monday, we ended up reading 39 pages. On Tuesday, we read 72 pages. Wednesday, we read 138 pages. On Thursday, we ended up reading 94 pages. Friday, we read 191 pages. Saturday, 159 pages. And then on Sunday, we ended with 135 pages. In total, a whole week, I ended up reading 828 pages. We finished 3 books and we continued one other book that was also very long that I haven't finished yet. Overall, I would definitely say that this is pretty average of me. I'd actually say this is on the lower end of how much I typically could read in a week with my full-time job. It really just depends on like how much editing I have to do, how much other type of work I do for like making TikToks or my Instagram and things like that, as well as how many hours I am actually working at my full-time job. It does flex a little bit, but it is usually in that like 35-hour a week mark. I am at work a lot, and then sometimes my schedule for work changes, so it's not always consistent. But yeah, basically that is pretty on par with how much I end up reading in a week. But anyways, I love making these type of videos just because it lets me like just mood read whatever I want to read, and I just have to count the amount of pages I'm reading. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along with me and seeing how much I could read in a week as well. But yeah, don't forget to follow me on all of my social medias as well as subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.